Hi, welcome to another exciting time right here on Hallowed Moment, powered by Hallowed Homes. Visit our social media platforms, like our videos, share our content. Let's get interacting. Today, we want to come your way with tips to know when visiting the rent control. Yes, as a tenant or as a landlord or as a party, as a witness, wherever or whenever you've been invited to the rent control, what are some of the tips that you should know when visiting the rent control? So tip number one, know your rights and know your responsibilities, either as a tenant or as a landlord. This helps you when you appear before the rent officer. You are able to present your facts before him. You are able to also tell and determine whether the rent officer is doing the right thing or not complying with your rules or not complying with that which is required by law. You need to know your rights as a tenant or even as a landlord before you appear before the rent officer. Tip number two, when you engage before the rent officer, engage in constructive dialogue. Don't go confrontational. Don't go fighting. Don't go insulting. Don't go yelling. Don't go raising your voice. Be interested in solution. You are there for a solution. So when you appear before the rent officer, tip number two, you are there for a solution. You are not there to fight. You are not there to litigate. You are not there to fight, to argue and do all sort of things that do not bring solution. Be interested in the solution rather than litigation that will not end or bring any solution. Be solution minded when you appear before the rent officer. Tip number three, when you appear before a rent officer, clearly communicate, clearly put your issues before the rent officer. Speak the language that you are comfortable with. If it is English, if it is Twi, whatever language you are comfortable with, clearly communicate and don't just speak. Back whatever you say with facts, with your tenancy agreement, with witnesses to confirm and validate the things that you have said before the rent officer. Tip number four, when you appear before the rent officer, ask questions. If there is anything that you do not understand, be able to ask questions. By so doing, clarity and other information will be given to you. If there is anything that the rent officer says or writes or do that you don't understand, please ask questions. Questions are very vital. Yes, your questions will unlock all the information you need to know, either as a tenant or as a landlord. Ask questions when you appear before a rent officer. Tip number five, if you appear before a rent officer and you feel your rights have been violated, you have a means to report, or you can seek for a redress, or you can go for an appeal, or you can even go to the court. You can request for a reference to the court where the rent magistrate will pick up your case from there. So if there is anything that you don't understand, seek for redress. So when you appear before a rent officer, keep records of whatever proceedings happens there. Yes, whether it be phone call, whether it through text message, whatever happens, you must have proper records, and you must insist that whatever was agreed upon between both parties must be recorded, and have a copy of whatever transpired before the rent officer. The final tip, which is tip number seven, when you appear before a rent officer, cooperation is key. You need to cooperate with the rent officer. Whatever he asks, whatever information you are required, please cooperate. Cooperation will help you in getting a better result when you appear before a rent officer. If there is any issue, like I said, that you don't understand, you have the opportunity to seek further redress with the rent magistrate from the rent court. Thank you very much for watching Hallowed Moments, powered by Hallowed TV with me, Bennett Kenyansa. Do like our social media platform, do follow our content, and also do share our content. We hope to hear from you. Call us if there's anything you want to share with us. Let's know. Our numbers are actively displayed on the screen. We'll be back with more. Keep watching Hallowed Moments.